Bali on the beach at sunrise, and I wanted to just share with you that we have just reached 1 million views on YouTube. So we have a bit of a celebration coming up. I want to share that with you in a moment, something that you can be a part of. And the fastest way to 1 million, I'm going to share with you what is the fastest way to get to 1 million, whether it's 1 million views, impact 1 million people, make $1 million, whatever it is that you're looking to do to actually go out there and get to that 1 million mark. What's the fastest way to get there? Let me start by saying the last time I was down here, and have a look at this beautiful sunrise here. You can see we're here on the beach alone this morning. And the last time when I was down here, which was at the very, very beginning of the first video we did just before episode 1, introducing Entrepreneur TV, which was just over a year ago. At that point, we didn't really have any views on the channel. I just started it up. And I came back down here because I thought what a great way to just kind of like mark the occasion is to be back at the same place where I started. So what is the first thing I want to share with you is, if you are wanting to be part of everything that we do, our community, we have got something really exciting coming up, which is our Flow Consultant certification, where our team get to train you on how you can use all the same tools that I use to get into flow. You can build a business with it, just the way I built my business. And our Flow Consultants, we have hundreds of them all over the world. They're part of our partner community. They are getting trained. In fact, our training is happening both in London coming up at the end of this year, in South Africa, where we are going to be getting our second entrepreneur resort, a safari resort, and we're going to be going out there in February with our partner conference and with our training as well. And I want to invite you to come and join us. So we are, as a big celebration of hitting 1 million, having a scholarship competition. All you need to do is follow the links here, follow the link, and it's free to join. It's for everyone who's a viewer on this channel. You can just go there, just fill in the details of why you think you're the one that should actually be one of our Flow Consultants. It allows you, whether you're already in business, whether you're looking to do this for your team, whether you're doing this to build a business, to be able to actually get trained by our team, to be able to use all the tools that I use. And as you're going to see, our first prize is full scholarship. It means that you pay nothing, you get the whole training online and also in person, and you get to come along to our partner conference happening in 2016 in the safari with the lions and with the giraffes and with the elephants in a really, really awesome safari resort just outside of Johannesburg. So go ahead, complete that, because I'd love to see you as part of our community and working together with me and our team to really just go out and make a huge difference. And that brings us to the second part, which is getting to the 1 million. How do we do it? Okay, well, have a look at this. This here is a little shell I picked up. As you can see, I'm in my running gear because I kind of came out running this morning. And this here is a shell which is about 1 centimeter in diameter. And if I was to say, I want 1 million of these, right? It's like, how do I start getting to 1 million? I want to think about this, right? If I take a step, so here we go here. If I take a step from here to here, my steps are about 1 meter, right? 1 meter is about 100 of these. So I would then say, okay, well, I just got 100 of those. If I can actually step out 1 meter, that wasn't too difficult. But holy cow, 1 million? 1 million is 10,000 of those steps. So if I'm going to take 10,000 steps, which is pretty much a day of just, walking 10 kilometers, if I was to do that and head in this direction, it would take me quite a while to do that. And it might feel like a huge effort to go ahead and go down that kind of 10 kilometer range to get to that 1 million of these in a row. And that would be a way of growing called incremental growth. It's a really tough way to get there. It's like saying, well, if I make $100 in a day, then I'm going to need to make 10,000 days to get to my 1 million. That's not the fastest way to get to 1 million. Fastest way is through exponential growth. And exponential growth means you don't really need to do anything like as much, and you only really need to take 2 steps. So instead of actually saying, well, I'm going to multiply out 100 by 10,000, it's really more a matter of saying, I just got to take that 100 and multiply that by 100, which gives you 10,000, and multiply that by 100, which gives you 1 million. And if you were to do that, that's the same as actually saying, let's just take 1 meter, which is 100 of these. So that's like 1 step this way. And then let's take another meter, but now let's make that it as a square. So I can now walk and step this way. And right in front of me, I've now got 100 times 100. 100 times 100 is 10,000. And then if I was to then actually just take another 100, which is like just go up 100, which means I've got this cube in front of me, 100 by 100 by 100, you can actually see that right in front of you. That there is a million. A million of these in 3D as opposed to in 2D. Most people think in 2D. They're thinking linearly, which is I've just got to keep on going in one direction because that's what we learned when we got a paycheck. That's what we learned when we went to school. But if you start thinking in 3D, which is multiplying up the same thing 3 times, then you get there much faster. So how did we do that with our YouTube channel, for example? How do we multiply up and up again? The first way is knowing it's not about my knowledge, it's how do I multiply my knowledge with others. Gideon Shelwick, who's one of the top guys on YouTube, he very early on commented on one of my pages, and I then connected up with him, said, hey, could you help us out? He actually came out to Bali, we had a chat, he helped us to get the YouTube channel started. He then referred us to someone called Daryl Eves, who's really the top business consultant for YouTube in the world when it comes to business channels. And Daryl's really helped us over the last, 3-4 months to really boost up the numbers by connecting up with everything else we do, by really starting to think about what's the content that we're actually providing, by looking at how we actually go out and start focusing and targeting on YouTube people that are interested in entrepreneurship. I wouldn't have known any of that if I hadn't multiplied up with people around me who knew a lot more than I did. And then the next thing is we multiplied again, but this time we multiplied up with all of the different followings we had on Facebook, on Twitter, the communities we have in each of these other areas. And as a result of doing that and connecting with all of our other different social media and letting them know about our videos and vice versa, that then led to another multiplier, which meant actually getting to close to 10,000 subscribers, getting to over 1 million views, started to happen much more rapidly and got us to that million mark with people coming back again and again. And this is the key to getting that 100 times 100 times 100, is by starting by saying, it's not how do I make $100 and then do that 10,000 times, it's how can I make $100 in such a way that I'm giving so much value to someone that let other people know, and I get to 100 people. So now I've got $100 times 100. And how can I do that so that that can happen like every week? Because 100 is just 2 years. It's 50 plus 50, or 52 plus 52. A couple of weeks off. How would I do that? Or even better, how would I have $100 times 100 people and get to that step first, and then go out and find 10 partners who can actually each of them go out and do that 10 times over, or 100 partners that can just do it once. You're getting the idea. It doesn't have to be 100 times 100 times 100. Of course, it could be 1,000 times 10 times 100. But the point is that you only need to take 2 steps of saying, what's the first thing? What am I charging? And then the second step, which is what's the value I'm giving to somebody, which is going to make them so excited they're going to share that with others, such that that multiplies up by 100. And then the next thing is, how do I then multiply that up by having partners on board, or having others that can actually take that same formula that I just used and multiply that up with themselves, and I can be in partnership with them to make that happen as well. So what are your 2 multipliers? What are your 2 steps? Because the fastest way to get to 1 million is through 2 steps, where you're actually going from 2D to 3D, where you're going from where you are to where your customer is to where your partners are. That's the fastest way. And I can tell you that in every single one of our businesses, we won't start the business until we have those 2 multipliers, until we know what it is that we're actually multiplying up with our customers, and then what it is that we're actually multiplying up with our partners. And if we have those 2 in place, we know what we're trying to create, what's the model we're trying to prove, and then once we've actually proven it, what's the easiest, simplest way for us to multiply that up as well. So when you become a flow consultant, if you go ahead and actually join us on this scholarship competition, I can tell you that we don't just share with you the principles of flow with wealth dynamics and with talent dynamics, which are now used by, over the last year as a result of things like our YouTube channel, now some 500,000 people around the world. But we also will share with you how you in your current business and what you're doing have that simple 2-step multiplier that you can be using to be able to go from where you are up to that 1 million plus, whether it's looking for 1 million views, whether it's looking for $1 million, whether it's looking to impact 1 million people. And with that being said, on a Silicon Beach with way more than 1 million grains of sand right within a meter of me, I'm gonna say, have an awesome day, have a wonderful week. I look forward to seeing you in our competition. And thank you for watching this video and just adding to the people who are being able to hear this kind of information, and then go ahead and share it if you know of people who are entrepreneurs who should hear about this as well. And I look forward to catching up with you on my next video.